Are you talking to me?
You ready, Michelle?
I'm Michelle Pelletier, and it's the last Sunday of Black History Month, and I'll be sharing a couple of historic facts and stories, as well as the news in the family meeting. The Reverend Jesse Jackson, the Baptist minister and two-time presidential candidate, whose booming oratory and populist message propelled the civil rights movement in the decades after the assassination of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., died Tuesday, surrounded by his family. The revised service schedule will be Thursday and Friday. He will be lying in state, Rainbow Push Coalition offices, 930 East 50th Street, beginning at 10 a.m. People's celebration of the House of Hope will be Friday. Doors open at 9 a.m. and then they will have a private homecoming celebration from 10 to 2. The University of Chicago has severed its relationship with a program credited with aiding Black and brown students pursuing doctoral degrees that the Trump administration alleges is racially discriminatory against white students. According to a Thursday news release from the U.S. Department of Education, the University of Chicago is one of 31 universities nationwide ending its partnership with the PhD Project, an organization launched in 1994 to diversify the pool of students who pursue postgraduate degrees. The end of these partnerships is yet another example of how the DT administration has worked to restrict diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts at K-12 schools and colleges, though the administration's efforts have not always held up in court. Recently, the Education Department ended a controversial directive that sought to limit DEI initiatives in education after a federal judge ruled the policy was unlawful. A West Side church with origins dating back to the Underground Railroad is now a city landmark. The city council voted Wednesday to make Original Providence Baptist Church, 515 North Pine Avenue, a Chicago landmark. The Original Providence's origins date back to the Civil War era, making it the third oldest Black church in Chicago and the oldest Baptist church on the West Side, according to the city. Its church building was built in 1902, although the congregation didn't move into the building until 1971. The church's original location was among an African-American settlement centered near Lake Street and Racine Avenue that predated the Civil War. Please visit our webpage, cfmradioshow.com. You can subscribe and follow us on Fanbase, Threads, TikTok, Spotify, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Also subscribe and follow our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook channels to view us live when we are on the air. You can also listen to a repeat of this show every Tuesday on WARRradio.com in North Carolina, where community comes to listen. We'll be right back.
Yeah, y'all. It's family meeting time. Where am I not on here? Okay, gotta turn the mic on.
I can't hear you. Kind of, sort of.
What happens is they come in here and they start adjusting things in the studio, and then
There's no signage in here telling them not to.
I told their asses not to do
You
anything
have some
here.
signage.
It's just some hard-headed people in here, that's all.
Make some signs, and it's
Yeah,
real.
I don't like no sticky sound. I don't even like this little just don't touch it,
Do
man.
whatever they
Don't
want to
touch
do.
it. Just don't touch it.
It's not.
Hard-headed asses.
Mhm.
Oh, welcome to the galactical headquarters of the family meeting. Oh, it's family meeting.
He's not on either.
He'll be
I didn't hear his voice.
all right. Grab your phones, find us on social media, like, subscribe, and follow all those places Michelle mentioned in her news, because I didn't hear. Okay, somebody's got a speaker on somewhere.
It's not me.
Somebody got a speaker on. I don't know.
I'm mute.
That's okay. That's okay. Subscribe and follow on all that stuff you do on those things, even stalk if you'd like. Also, be sure to visit the webpage, tfmradioshow.com, tfmradioshow.com. You'll find a playlist and a live link to the broadcast right here, right now. Hey, listen, while you're there, make sure you mash the button to become a patron. For as little as $5 a month, you can keep this garbage on the radio, if you'd like. But vote with your dollars, though, as they say. Vote with your dollars. If you don't like the show, send a dollar. How about that? We'll take the money. Yeah, in the space shuttle cockpit controlling everything is Curly Top.
Oh, Curly Top's there today. Hi, Curly Top. His hair's grown, by the way.
Has it?
Grows so fast.
Man, wow. You know, we to do that to you.
Actually, I think he said he was going to get it cut last week, so it's probably short now.
Yeah, well, he likes lowering his ears versus cutting his hair.
Summer's coming.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
773-763-9278 is the number. 7737. You're on 2, aren't you? I switched you to 2, man. That's why, because I got you on 2. That's why.
Talk now.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah. Still not.
Okay, now he's on.
Are you sure?
You should be. Yeah, you should be. Yeah, now you are. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
There you are.
This one too. Got the microphones. I expected him to be on that one. That's why.
Got it. Okay. Put that out of the way. Stay over there.
Yeah, that one out of the way. Yeah. That's the black Asian dude.
Hey.
Still here to get after me for not doing my part. They'll say, what do you do?
Right.
It's the black Asian dude is here, yo. He's the big fancy weekday morning drive host on WCPT. That's Richard Chu, yo.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I made it.
Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
That's right. Back in the chitlin farm. Allegory chitlin.
She likes
Ham
chitlins
hock.
too. 'Cause she cut
Pork and beans.
She likes chitlins.
I love them.
Not me.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're watching on the stream now, so today, maybe not. Paul disappeared. Okay. Maybe he grabbed that YouTube channel. I won't say what I was going to say then. So I'm back.
That we could look
All
at
right.
him.
So if you see WCPT on the screen here, if you're watching YouTube, tell Curly Top to get in the chair.
So they can see it.
Yeah. You should see who he is. If I'm going to have a camera on. We don't usually have a camera on in the studio over there, but today it's over there.
Well, I saw him yesterday. He was alive and kicking.
What were you doing yesterday?
I went by the studio.
Got nothing else to do. Huh? Just go by there.
No, I had something else to do, but it just happened.
You're there every damn day of the week. You're gonna go on Saturday too.
No. I just stopped by because Ann wanted to see the studio.
Oh, did you never seen the studio?
Yeah, but it was when we were in the North Studio, family meeting day. So that was a long time ago.
You know what they did, Michelle? They went in there so they could play grab ass.
Well, they do that everywhere they go.
Hey, baby, look here. I got an idea.
I ain't mad at them.
So,
I love it.
I just let that one marinate a little.
Yeah, because it's true.
he didn't say no, did he?
No.
Nope.
And it's soundproof.
They're
How about
cute
that?
like that, though.
That's right.
There's multiple places. That's
Oh!
called a roll line.
Right up on the edge of TMI, but okay.
Eric Grant, y'all. Mr. Howard Incorporated.
Hey man, you had an anniversary too here.
I know.
Yeah, was it 2 years? It's been 2 years.
Yeah, February.
He's an old grown ass morning show dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen. I said this before. I had folks say, "Why are you so sorry talking about the family meeting?" This is how this is how the stereotypical complaining white dude talks.
Right.
So we've got that all down.
Say that again. Say that again. How you
Why
There you
go. You could be
Uncanny, isn't it? Uncanny.
you could be a black female and you get that. You know how to do that voice. We all do. But anyhow, I'll get these text messages. Why are we talking about Eric in front of me? Because I want to.
Because why not?
Because why not? Exactly. So, but nah, 2 years, man.
I mean, how long were you on here? A decade? Almost?
I started doing the show with E.
You're gonna make him do math.
January
Yes.
of 2014. He had me on as a guest, and we hung out. And then, like the summer of 2017, he's like, "Rich, man, why don't you just come through every Sunday?" It's like, "All right." So that's when it happened. And that's
And my daddy said, "Is he one of them chews?"
Yeah, he that's a great story.
He one of them chews.
Eric and I sitting at lunch at Wishbone. He's like, "Hold on a second," and he called who turned out to be a cousin of ours up in Milwaukee. We're like, "Wow, talk about a small world."
Them chews.
Talk about yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
And so we might as well talk about the origins of the Black Asian dude.
you get to tell that story. You tell it better than anybody.
My friend Lily, I haven't talked to Lily in forever. I got to call her one day. Lily called me. She's an Asian lady for whom English is her second language.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she's looking to recruit in the insurance industry Asian producers. She called me and said, "Yo, you know it?" No, she didn't say, "Yo, yeah, you."
Stop.
You know an Asian producer? I was like, "Why?" Think about that for a little bit, Lily. But so Lily, because she's diligent, looks at my website and then she called me back like 5 minutes later. "You told me I know no Asian."
Your picture wasn't on there then?
No, just his name. So I said, "Well, I don't." She said, "Well, who's Richard Chu?" I said, "People, he's a Negro from Mississippi."
Oh.
Chocolate folks.
But she didn't believe me though. She said, "But he a name of Chu though."
He a name of Chudo.
How you have Chinese man working for you without telling me?
You're trying to keep it to yourself.
Yeah, right. I gotta keep them private. That's why. Ain't nobody know.
That's my Asian dude, my Black Asian dude.
That's right. It's my Black Asian dude. Everybody else got their, you know what? I got my Black Asian dude.
That's right.
So that's how it started.
So this feels like another one of those what are the rules days. Those are always fun, aren't they?
Depending on where you are in the spectrum. Yes, normally, but what you got? What you saying?
Okay, I got a bunch of stuff rattling in my head, so you're going to give me the grace to give you a data dump real quick.
Go
Can I do that?
Absolutely.
I'm reading again. So Frederick Douglass wrote 3 or 4 autobiographies. Imagine that, wrote 3 or 4. If you don't know who Frederick Douglass is, you should look him up. And I still wonder to this day why there's never been a movie made about the life of Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He spent the first 19 or 20 years of his life in slavery, and I say 19 or 20 because he doesn't know when he was born. It didn't matter to the people who enslaved him in the eastern shore of Maryland what his date of birth was. He didn't know his date, so he just picked a date. Anyway, I'm reading the book again. This time I'm doing it on audiobook. It was required reading it out, as you can imagine. And it's very difficult reading because he wrote it in the vernacular of the time. You know, they speak differently then. You know, it's almost attuned to reading Shakespeare.
That's what I was thinking you would say.
Yeah. So it's difficult. But he talks a lot about, I remember one story in the book, I haven't gotten to it yet, where he talks about they made the enslaved peoples, the trafficked people, I'm start using that term, the trafficked people, come to church with the enslavers, the traffickers, as it were. And they would have to stand in the back. They didn't give them seats. They stood the whole service. And then this one Sunday, his enslaver, his trafficker, joined the church, went up in front, jumped in the pool, the whole 9, right? And he describes remembering feeling like Maybe he'll be nicer now that he's taken up
Saved.
right all this stuff that we see y'all talking about every Sunday. And it wasn't. He was still in this labor, still brutal in this labor, right? He was separated. Frederick Douglass was separated from his mother before the age of 5, I think. Stories that come to me about the book as I go, about his story as I go. But it's surprising. The man lived an amazing life. If you don't know about Frederick Douglass, I would encourage you to look that up. But so now, as we sit, watch me try to bridge this, right? As we sit watching all of these human traffickers, all of these pedophiles, and there are a lot of them. It looks and feels like a culture, not just a one-off, or not just a deviant soul. This is a culture of people who do this. I read recently that the Department of Education, they're looking to move a lot of the functions from the Department of Ed over to the Department of Labor.
So we can start child.
Well, I just said that because now they're trying to lower the age of that you can work. It's also trying to lower the age of consent. So you got all of these traffickers. And so here's one, I'm gonna throw one request for an explanation of the rules out for you right now. So is it the case that pedophiles and traffickers, we don't like them?
Correct.
All of them.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, so I don't understand the rules because this country's been naming cities and schools and streets of human traffickers and pedophiles. Your capital city is named after a human trafficker and a pedophile. But somehow we get to walk around with his picture on our money. So what are the rules? Are all of them bad or just some of them bad?
So many, you talked about data though. So many things went through my mind when you were describing that, but I couldn't write it down fast enough, so I just stopped and listened. Here. Okay, so this is what I wrote down. Michelle shared something with me about a year ago, I guess now, about a thing called the pick-me mindset. I didn't really know what it was, and then she explained it, and then within 30 seconds, I got it. The pick-me mindset, and I'm sure Tiffany knows what that is. This relates to some girls, some women, want to be part of the pick-me. Pick me in terms of guys. Choose me. I'm pretty enough. I'm nice enough. I'm all these things. And it's particularly so. We see this a lot with a lot of white women in America, candidly. And that's why they need to thwart the patriarchy. And so this is one of those bridges like we just did. I look at that and I think, it's almost like right now, if you're not down with or giving excuse or passage to these pedophiles, like if you criticize them, then you're the bad person. Because if you notice how many people are trying to defend the pedophilia and the actions and saying things like, well, it really was that bad. And many of them have been white women. Megyn Kelly, what she said a few weeks ago about AIDS.
Martha Washington.
Okay, you rewound the Wayback Machine. But if we go down this path of in the last 6 months of white women journalists, White House people, administration folks that are excusing the behavior, it's almost like, and then we're finding more and more links to women who are almost approving and giving a pass to this, being in powerful position, whether it be Christy Nome, whether it be Caroline Levin, and Bondi, that woman that's the Montana House member, Hageman.
They're all Delaney Maxwell.
They're all like.
Yeah, but so then if that's the case, how can we be outraged? How can we act like we're surprised when they're the same people?
That were.
They're the same as Martha Washington.
You guys remember the movie? I know you remember the movie 12 Years a Slave. You remember the scene when I can't think Lucina, that's not very close, but you know the actual talking about. She goes into the quote unquote big house, and they're standing in kind of the dining area, and the wife gets upset with her about something and slaps her, scars her face over the fact that she had a question about something, and the woman of the house, the white woman of the house, got so PO'd about it that she slapped her. And I remember thinking, she's perpetuating this whole problem. This white woman that's in the big house is she was the Martha Washington, if you will, in that moment. And we can just look down through time. That the perpetuators, and unfortunately, so all of our white female listeners out there, don't get your undies in the bubble. Just look in the mirror and ask about your own gender and culture's history when it comes to what are the rules, what is it that we should be really abiding by, because it's confusing now.
This isn't new. None of this is new, and it's new to the people who see it now. I get that, but these are the same people who read the same history we did. We know that this isn't the first time. In fact, I would dare say that this country is built on a culture of human trafficking and child molestation.
We call it enslavement for. I mean, those young girls.
He's new.
Those children.
He's real new, isn't he? Isn't he new?
No, he's not. He was here before me.
He's new. The number is
Hear the music?
yeah. Y'all hear the music?
I do.
Okay, yeah, see? The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Click on it. You see, J,
How come I'm not on the screen here?
J-O,
Stop yelling.
J-O,
Jay,
huh?
You're yelling.
Oh, because I had the thing on my ears. Is that what you were telling me as I was yelling? Sorry. It's just us in here. Eric. Can't see him.
Did I do something wrong? I mean, I can see.
We're on the radio, y'all. We're on the radio. We just got to hear it.
Yeah, that's true. Oops.
There you go.
Reset.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, you don't care about the people here. I like them. There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Man, you keep going in and out, man.
I don't know.
He's on his, but he's not on mine anymore either.
Now I can see myself in the other box, so I don't know what's happening.
You need to turn that box off.
Is that the problem?
I don't know.
See, it just went away again. Something.
What other box you got on?
He has two boxes with his face in it. The big box, and then he's got the little box on the side, and the little box you can see him, but the big box he's off.
You might be logged in twice.
Right.
I don't see it all now.
Yeah, it said entering studio, so I'll just.
Are you on this Wi-Fi or on your hotspot? Wi-Fi?
Doesn't matter what Wi-Fi is on.
It doesn't matter.
No, I gotta be on this one. It picks up. It picked up. I checked in. It says you're backstage. Only the host can see you. The host may have you to the stage anytime. Be ready. Okay. So I'm ready. Right?
Hmm?
No, I was just reading out
There
loud.
you are back again. I can't see the camera though.
says, Eric, you're frozen. Someone who's watching said that.
So apparently the radio signal's bad.
All right, here we go.
There you are.
Seven 773-763-9278 is the number. 773-763-9278 is the number. Let me ask y'all this. Do you think old George Washington or Thomas Jefferson, you think they knew what they were doing was wrong? You think they knew?
Depends on what, this is one of those rules things, Eric. It depends on what were the established rules, if there weren't any, if there even were any rules.
I mean, fundamentally.
I think if they didn't think that we were human, no, they didn't think they were doing anything wrong.
So you think they didn't think they didn't think that they thought they were doing something
Well,
wrong?
let's play it out there's only two options. They either knew and they went ahead, or they didn't know and they were acting on ignorance. So let's say that
Well, there's another layer there too. They knew and they created all kind of lies to justify doing it.
Right, but that's kind of where I was going to go. So let's say that they didn't know, so they acted out of ignorance, and they, whatever, they just perpetuated that ignorance. Okay.
Which part? The enslaving or the molestation of children? Which part?
All the above. I'm not trying to put it in too many different silos. I'm just saying broadly. Let's say that they were ignorant to it. They thought they were rightful in doing it. They were ignorant, and then until things.
Which part?
All of it, because it'll save some time. All of it. I'm just saying.
Well, let me tell you the reason I asked which part.
But let me say the other side, and I'll shut up. But if they did know that it was wrong, and they did what you said, which I believe is what the case was, they did know it was wrong, then they are like the people who are sitting on the sidelines, knowing that what's going on right now is wrong, and what went on whenever was wrong, and they're propping it up. They're providing this sort of loose barriers to protect. So I think that they knew. I think that they know now that what happened in whatever capacity was wrong, but they don't have the ability to look at themselves and say, this is wrong and I need to change my behavior.
So that means that they're okay with child molestation.
I don't know if they're okay with it or not, but I know that they don't have the will to do anything about it.
So if it is what Michelle said, that is that they didn't view us as humans, then that means that they were sleeping with animals, which is a whole different kind
that had the same body that they had, so it was okay. Come on, a lot of them were screwing animals too.
So that they debased themselves. They said that we were animals or less than human.
Less than human.
Then they decided to engage with
less than human.
an entity that was a mammal that was less than human.
Yeah, which is, what do they call that when you get out with animals?
Bestiality.
Bestiality.
So
it's equally as deviant.
Because
we're not. That wasn't the question, right? The question is, how do they do it? And I'm thinking.
No, I didn't ask that question.
Okay, well, whatever question you asked, to me, it means how were they able to justify treating another human being that way, whether it be a child or an adult?
No, I'm not asking that question.
I feel like they felt like they could do it because they didn't see us as human or equal to
And
them.
if that's the case, then to Eric's point, then they debase themselves to be with some mammal
Yeah.
So think about it. Is that kind of what you're thinking? That okay? So if they didn't,
I'm thinking bigger than that, though. I'm thinking about that the culture.
so that makes them even worse.
It's the culture of sexual deviancy
Mhm.
that has persisted for several hundred years. Either they were had decided that they were going to justify molesting children, which is what these people are doing now,
Mhm.
or they were sleeping with animals, and they've been doing it for years. Which for me says that if you are surprised, you weren't paying attention in school.
No, couldn't have been. Couldn't have been at all. And this is one of those other moments where the minute you challenge people's thinking about what they allowed or well, let's stick with allowed, they lean into, well, that's what it was like then. That's what the times were. And this is even going back to
That's even worse.
right. And this is even going back to recent. We're not even going back to, Brother George Washington and his ilk, but just in the last 25 years with this Epstein stuff. I hate to even call it stuff like tragedy, whatever we want to call it. Deviancy, right? This is in our lifetime, and we're all at that age where we saw this while we were adults. We weren't kids while this particular piece of it was going on.
Right.
So we look at it like this: if we were to put if the four of us, and I know this is the whataboutism, but it has to. There's a point. If the four of us did this,
Oh, they have your black ass under the jail.
no, they would build a bunker and bury me in the bunker and have cameras on it watching me suffer. They would want to.
Well, we have a good example. We have R. Kelly and P. Diddy. They went all in on those dudes
Yeah.
for, I don't want to say it's the same behavior, but it's in the same realm.
Well, and actually, this is what's interesting.
And Bill Cosby, too.
They listened to the testimony of the people that said it happened to them. They believed. Here's what's so crazy about this. They believed the testimony on a state and on a federal level of the people that brought them testimony and evidence and being witnesses. They listened to that. This is a weird irony. And the people that were part of what they, Diddy or Cosby or Kelly did, in most cases, looked like us. So they listened to those witnesses.
Well, but here's where I would slightly disagree with you, because I think that they listened to all of them and they believe all of them.
They just aren't doing
They
it.
just don't care.
Okay.
Right?
But
Because, and we can take this right back to old George Washington, because the Dow is at 50,000.
Yeah.
Because slavery was profitable for them.
Remember, R. Kelly was acquitted the first time.
True. And Cosby got out because they messed up the prosecution, which says a lot there.
Right.
But here's the thing. This is the weird irony. It goes back to something that Eric has said for as long as I've known it. He said our country doesn't have the guts to prosecute and with punishment that sticks white criminals, white male criminals.
Doesn't hold white dudes accountable.
Because think about this. In the Kelly situation, in the Diddy situation, in the Cosby situation, Cosby not so much, but the majority of the offended look like us. That's a fact. Or the accusers, right?
Right. The whole justice system is tilted towards us.
Okay.
Any number of crimes.
So the ones that were most offended and impacted by the behavior that they've been prosecuted for look like us. The irony is, in this Epstein situation, almost 97, 98% don't look like us of those who were offended and who've testified and complained. But they're not punishing the ones who are being accused because they look like not us.
Because they can't hold them accountable.
Because they can't hold them accountable. They cannot hold white men in America accountable.
They cannot or will not.
No, they can. They will not. They can't. They easily can. They will not. It's just a fact. And people,
But here's the thing, though. It's because of the money.
well,
It's always been because of the money.
I feel like it's because of the groundswell of evidence. Because if you talk about Diddy, if you talk about Cosby, and if you talk about Kelly, all of those things had been going on for a decade or more. before any of them suffered any kind of consequences. It's the same.
But there was suspicion, and it was talked about. I get your point. I should shut up. You're right.
Because everybody in Chicago knew R. Kelly was doing that stuff. Everybody knew.
That's true.
Everybody in Philadelphia knew Bill Cosby was doing that. I was working in Philadelphia during a campaign, and there was a Sunday, remember the Parade magazines that they used to have? There's a Parade magazine article, 4-page article with the women's pictures in there talking about Bill Cosby and what he had done to those women. So it's a gradual groundswell of, coming to, I've just lost my train of thought because my microphone went off. No, going to, it's gone.
Okay, but think about what we're talking about here. We're talking about the culture. This is the whole culture. Everywhere you look, a pedophile pops up.
Yeah.
You got people who were January 6th offenders. Who they set free, and they're scooping them up now for messing around with little girls and little boys.
Yeah, it's almost impossible for us as Black folks to not look at this from the what if standpoint in terms of like, 'cause who was it that somebody the other day posted this and said that that what's been stated and been said is right, because if it were somebody else, other cultures of men that had done this, they would have turned over the world.
I don't know. UK didn't arrest Andrew until it became about the money.
It wasn't even about the little girls
It
either.
wasn't about. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't about. I said it was about the money.
Right.
But they never care. They're still not addressing the pedophilia with him and the rape. They're not talking about that at all.
They're really talking about the fact that he gave up information.
Yeah.
To
financial information to Epstein.
Well, to Maxwell's father.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And if we go and see, wow.
See, that means nobody cares about children and nobody cares about women. They care about money.
Yeah, and if it's and if we go back to what Eric was saying about enslavement and the human traffickers of the day then, it was about money. At the end of the day, why one of the reasons I said this, and I was talking to Eric about this the other day, one of the reasons I said this on my show was that this money laundering part is really the part. It's the money.
Yeah, it's the money. It's always the money.
Now that that's starting to become more and more part of the more regular conversation around this, that how much money laundering is taking place, and through Israel, oh my, because we know we're touching the third rail of Israel.
Yeah.
In many facts, it ain't just AIPAC anymore. It's about what Israel has known and been doing and perpetrating in this situation with Epstein, because of the connection to Maxwell's father and his connection to Russia. It is, and that's why I believe they are working so hard to get some of the foreign perpetrators brought in, because it gives the U.S. some time to create more cover for all of the ones here in the U.S. that are caught.
This is what I guarantee you. I guarantee you that they will die or kill somebody before they give you the whole story.
That's exactly right. You've been saying this for a decade now.
We're never going to get the whole story.
This dude is never going to go to jail. He will probably die before he goes to jail. And all the people that are tied to him will either die or they will be given some universal grandfather clause, pardon, to prevent them from having to spend any time in jail.
Yeah, that's how it works. So, and the reason I brought up Frederick Douglass is because in a lot of his writings, he talked about the deviant nature of these people. These are the same people who justified enslaving human beings, trafficking human beings, and pedophilia. These are the same people. I don't mean like literally the same people, but they're the same strand of people.
Yeah, same strand and same behavior.
They've always done this. So, I mean, when you're trying to deal with something like this as a society, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, at least, that you isolate groups of people. I mean, specific nouns, specific people. These are the 12 people who are involved with this. This is a culture that you have to deal with. a culture of people who like little girls and feel like that their money can allow them to get away with whatever they want to do. And unless you deal with that, so here's the thing: they're not alone. The ones that are in these files that you may or may not ever hear about, they're not alone. There are others out there because it's a culture. And so the culture is going to go about the business of drawing a circle around those people in those files and sending them down the river and protecting themselves so they can continue with this deviant behavior.
Yeah.
And my question is, what are the rules now? What do we do with people who engage in such deviant behavior? Do we name buildings and cities and schools after them? Is that the rule?
Whose rules are you talking about?
Yeah, because
The rule.
well, that's
As a
There's no
society.
such
I'm
thing
talking
as-
about a moray. I'm talking about a moray.
I don't think there's such a thing.
I don't think there's any rules. I think the rules right now are
Whatever you want to do.
I mean, we're snatching we're snatching down Confederate flags in the South because they symbolize a certain thing. Doesn't having your capital city named after a child molester and a trafficker, doesn't that symbolize something?
without a doubt. There's no question about it. And yeah, and more people. I don't know. So many things pop in the brain.
Yeah.
Because,
See, makes it difficult to digest, right? When you think about, did y'all go to Washington High School? Named after George Washington? Did you go to the child molester high school? Did you go to the trafficker high school? Give me $1. You mean with the one with a picture of the child molester on it? You got to reconcile this. If you're going to figure out how to have a society with mores, you got to figure this stuff out.
Maybe the oldest profession isn't prostitution.
Richard Chu said the thing today. He said the thing. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
I think that's a good point. Cosby didn't have an international list. Yeah, that's true. Cosby didn't have an island with an international list of guests and victims. He didn't have a right-hand man. Yeah, that's true.
But all that stuff did go on for a number of years.
Oh,
You
yeah.
said.
Decades.
So then,
By the time I moved here in 2002, Kelly had already had at least 7-8 years
Oh, yeah.
behind him.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, communities know that these things are going on. Social media's just made it bigger.
So then why did they come after him?
R. Kelly, somebody turned in that tape,
Right.
and then it just snowballed from there. That he got acquitted for. I kind of understand why they did that because
Why were they finally able to get Cosby?
they got him, and then they didn't, right?
Well, they got him because one woman confirmed with another woman that they both had been drugged. I think it was on a similar evening, and they told each other something. They asked each other that something happened, and that's the evidence that they were able to actually bring to court that was verifiable.
But it started because of the comedian, right?
Which
There was a comedian that made a joke about him. He was from Philadelphia, and he said something about Cosby, and he said, "Oh no, because he's a rapist." And then it went viral, and then an investigation began.
well,
For Cosby?
I honestly, the Cosby situation, I really did pay a lot of attention to it by design. Because I was like, okay, Bill was a freak in that point in his life, and he did some stupid stuff, and he's going to have to pay a price for it. But I'm like, here, it's like, but all that he meant with I Spy, with the Cosby Show, the comedy albums,
Fat Albert?
the social stuff, I'm only on that because the other stuff,
Yeah, but while he was doing that, he was raping women.
I get that. And then,
Well, that's the same dilemma we got with our cities being named after these child molesters. Do we erase Bill Cosby?
The laws back then were different, correct?
Okay, but they made the laws based on their beliefs
Right.
or the lies that they decided to tell.
Right.
So I was able to kind of split my brain on that, Michelle. I know that may not be the most honorable thing to do, but I sat and said, I'm going to take from Bill Cosby what he allowed me to think about myself, and still think he was a dog, an awful person for what he did to me.
This society does the same thing though by allowing our cities to be named after these
That
people.
doesn't, and I'm not saying he should be punished for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He should be. But I also look at him and go, I can.
But you have to make sure, you have to ask that they punish George Washington too then.
Of course not, because back then,
To
Where's that
your
a
point,
rule?
the
It's not
rule.
the, it's
Was
not
that
the
a-
same.
was that a
Was it
law?
It's not the
right.
same.
They even think about it.
Yeah, but in our society today, we judge people based on that now. So we shouldn't hold them in reverence if that's the case.
Any of them for that matter,
Right.
including Cosby.
Damn President's Day.
Yeah, I agree. President's Day for me is like, what the hell? You know,
All right, here we go.
Ding, 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 dong. Ding, 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 dong. Ding, ding.
Seven seven three 763-9278. 773-763-9278 is the number. Yeah, there's conversations during the break here. So say what you said, Rich, about, can you say what you said during the break? You remember?
about Cosby.
Yeah, about Cosby.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can look at Bill Cosby, and this is what happened also with my brain again. It's just like too many things going on. What we do so often is kind of like what the Democratic Party does. It's like, we know they're not perfect, but they're working to do a better thing. We do this with our black folks that ain't perfect. We go, so this person was this, that, or the other, did this, that, or the other. At the end of the day, I remember the impact that Bill Cosby had on me as a comedian, as the actor from the movies in the 70s, that we all watch. I Spy. I mean, I Spy was, for me, I still watch I Spy because it showed that a black man could had this kind of power and this kind of leverage. I don't forget all those things. Fat Albert, Cosby Show, all those things. They meant something to our community. And I can split my brain and go, Bill Cosby should be punished based on how our justice system works and the rules for what he was convicted of. That doesn't change, even though what he was doing may have been happening during some of those times of excellence in the work that he did. I can separate the two and go, okay, that was awful, but the work that he did, how it impacted me, was great.
Right.
And I think that where we get stuck sometimes is, how do we justify that when it comes to anybody that does something that is outside of whatever the rules are or the laws are?
But okay, so do we name buildings or streets after him?
Well,
After Bill Cosby? Should there be a Cosby Street?
Well, here's what happens.
It's a yes or no question.
Should there be a Cosby Street?
Yeah.
At this point, I don't think we can do it. If we're going to hold the line, I think the answer is no.
Right.
If we're going to hold the line on everybody else, then we have to hold the line. on
Spelman College took his name off of a building on their campus.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
discovered all
and
this.
look at all the.
We can't have buildings named after somebody who did that.
Look at all the things that happened in terms of the money and I feel bad for the folks who were on the Cosby Show for all the money that they lost in terms of residuals from the shows being pulled.
They're back on.
Okay.
Cosby Show, I watch it all the time
So
because that's a treasure.
then I'll reel that back in. But the answer to your question is no, we can't. That can't be the.
Okay, so then if if the rules are,
Then maybe we need to take down a whole bunch of other stuff.
you got to rename Washington D.C. Then,
It's got to be
You
Nat
can't-
Turner City.
right? You can't have
We go
President's Day anymore,
We're gonna call it Chocolate City. We need to name it after somebody chocolate.
right? Or something. Yeah, absolutely.
But
If that's the rule, if the rule is some pedophiles are
Yes,
okay
ooh,
and others are not,
so we gotta do
then
that.
help me understand how we decide which ones are okay.
which of us is going to catch the bullet first when we say Washington D.C. should be renamed? Because if we're going to take away the naming of buildings and other artifacts for pedophiles and those who broke laws of that stature, then we need to consider changing the name of Washington D.C.
It should be Atticus DC.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's
Atticus.
think about what you just said, though. You said that your relationship with Cosby, not your relationship, but your thinking of Cosby is compartmentalized, if you will.
Well, I think he's talking about his work being separate from the person.
Okay, so, but if you're talking about Washington and all of
Same thing
that,
with Washington.
can't they all do the same thing
Well,
too?
we could.
That's a good question.
Yes, but that wasn't. That, yes, Michelle, you're absolutely right, and thanks for calling.
But my question was about
Well,
naming
about
buildings.
naming buildings.
Same.
Yeah. So
Why do you name the buildings after these people? Because you're proud of them, because they did something significant, because it moved people. It did something significant. It's the same thing.
So should
It's
we
not
then?
narrowed down to one person. It's a group of people saying, we love this person because of whatever, and we're gonna name the building after him or her.
So then, should we keep the names on buildings and such for those who committed these
So,
crimes?
so you're crafting a rule now, okay?
Right, because that's what we don't have. We don't have a consistency of rules.
That's where I'm headed.
That's
See
really,
there?
that's really what
Who
it is.
makes the rules?
But
We're making the rules today. Damn it, we're the rule maker today.
But that's also the problem. Is who
Right.
makes the rules? Because that to me, there's two great conversations there. Michelle's saying, okay, so if Richard, you can split your personality and deal with the both. Okay, that's cool. But then does that mean that we have to take down the monuments of others? Because we're saying that we shouldn't name DC as DC or Washington because of this behavior as a human trafficker. I'm saying that we got to talk about it because I don't know the answer to that. Actually, what it is a question to Eric's point.
I'm
What are the
saying
rules?
name nothing after anybody. Just name it blue building, purple building, grass, tree.
Yeah, but y'all heard about Blue
Cat,
though. My
dog.
man Blue is out there bad. So you want to name him
I
after
said
Blue?
not a person, it's a color.
I got a cousin named Blue. Are you kidding?
I don't care, it's a color. We're talking about the color.
Or
That's not-
red.
You know why? Because every
Well, Uncle
human
Red,
being
they call
is
him Red.
flawed. They're not as flawed, we're not all
But
as
see,
flawed
that-
as somebody else.
see,
But
this
what
is
I'm
where-
saying is just stop it.
This
Because,
is where we have to
because decades from now, somebody's gonna be mad about Prince.
think about this.
The artist formerly
Think
known
about this.
as.
All the stuff that takes place in the UK, all those buildings. If any of us have gone to, let's just say anywhere in the UK, but specifically London, and all the buildings and places, the museums that are named after those old gray hairs.
Mhm.
This is what's crazy. Their country sustained itself because of the enslavement and the trafficking that took place in this new world, in this country. Much of the cotton benefit and profit went to the UK. So there's another, so it's a global thing in many cases. It's not just US. We haven't cornered the market on that. It's a global thing. And that's why I go back to what I said earlier about what's happening with the people that are coming out in other countries now in terms of being outed in this. Prince, whatever his name is. Andrew, and the dude in
Were there any African countries? Did you see any African countries involved in this?
being African this pedophilia. Nope. In fact,
Peculiar, huh?
Eric. In fact, there was a memo in the released documents. Have y'all seen this yet? There was a memo where Epstein was communicating with somebody. I don't remember who it was now. It was a white dude. Oh, it was the guy. I believe it was the guy who was part of the administration. What's his name?
Lutnick?
Right. It may have been him or someone tied to him, where Epstein said, "Are we going to have XYZs coming through this next tranche of folk?" And I'm paraphrasing, so y'all don't get upset. And in there, and they blacked it out on what we saw on the screens, the N word, as long as there's no N's. So this is one of those moments.
Let's not forget now who most of the pedophiles in this country, who's arrested the most for pedophilia. in this
Without a
country.
doubt, nobody get upset because it's a fact. Go look at the data. Don't believe us. Go look at the data, as Eric would say. But Eric, think about that for a second. This was that one time. I'm gonna tell a little joke. This is that one time.
He's gonna make it funny.
We'll
Watch
make
this,
it
Michelle.
funny. We'll make it funny. This is the time when us being excluded from something probably saved our lives. Now I'm gonna merge that up with the movie Get Out. You remember the scene when the brother was when he was in the chair and he had been
Sunken place.
in the sunken place, and he started to scratch the leather, and he kept scratching and scratching and scratching, and he was able to pull out some of the webbing. One of my nephews said, "Uncle Richard," he said, "that's the one time that picking cotton saved a black person's life."
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, y'all.
His nephew made it funny too.
Yeah.
He made it funny. He made it funny. I got a funny for you, Uncle Richard.
But being left out of this garbage, this carnage, and
Oh my
That's
goodness.
because we didn't have enough money.
yeah.
Well, that too. But
But the girls, they were talking about the girls. They didn't want any.
Yeah.
I bet there are a lot of black women buried in Epstein.
okay, so we got to figure out the rules, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So I got to understand so that I know how to act, right? Next time I'm flying to where Howard is, I don't want to call it that city anymore because I don't want to honor pedophiles and
Well,
traffickers.
You don't have to. It's just going to be officially changed.
Yeah.
Well, most of us call it DC for that reason, but
District of Columbia,
right.
not Washington. District of Columbia.
All right, y'all. Michelle's got news for you. I promise, right, Michelle?
Yes.
She's got news. The number is 773. I don't know if we even have phone today, but 773-763-9278 is the number. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
George and Paul put in pie. Kiss the girls. That's actually everything you listen to now or hear makes you pause. Like, ooh, is that kind of like saying something inappropriate about girls and women? But even this lyric right here.
Yes.
Think
Okay,
about
we,
that right
we,
there.
can't, we can't
Yes,
rehash all of this stuff.
I
Yes.
know, Michelle. I'm just
I mean,
saying
it's
that
exhausting.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
It's come, it's gone,
Yes.
it's happened, it's
It's-
over.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
All
yes.
we can do is do
Yes.
better now.
Yes.
And-
We're not
and-
naming new stuff after.
Right. Right. At least we're not doing that. And punish the ones that we know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's unlocked. You didn't lock it, did you,
I locked
Richard?
it. I locked it.
Richard, unlock the door.
What?
Unlock the door.
If you're
So
going
you
out.
can get back in.
All right.
He's like, shut up. Stop calling me like that.
Right. I mean,
Mhm.
Prince's book of songs. I mean, he was the. I don't think he's the original list of explicit.
Are you ready?
No, but he came in a close second of being really. He might have been the first to really go to the edge without going over the edge, because he was. Ooh, but I love that little thing. He was petite. Welcome back.
Sorry.
Welcome back. I'm Michelle Peltier, and here's more of what we're following on the family meeting. Gwendolyn Brooks. Today, Gwendolyn Brooks is considered to be one of the most revered poets of the 20th century. She was the first Black author to win the Pulitzer Prize in 1950 for Annie Allen, and she served as poetry consultant to the Library of Congress, becoming the first Black woman to hold that position. She was also the poet laureate of the state of Illinois, and many of her works reflected the political and social landscape of the 1960s, including the civil rights movement and the economic climate. Representative Jan Schakowsky is withdrawing her endorsement of a Democratic congressional candidate in a neighboring Chicago area district over concerns about campaign contributions from the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, otherwise known as AIPAC. Schakowsky, who represents Illinois' 9th District and endorsed Cook County Commissioner Donna Miller in the crowded Illinois 2nd District primary last month, said in a statement on Thursday she will not support a candidate funded by outside interests. Illinois deserves leaders who put voters first, not AIPAC or out-of-state Trump donors, Schakowsky said. Amazon is moving forward with plans to demolish the former Central Street
Central Steel Plant and turn the site into its newest warehouse, but some neighbors aren't on board. Amazon representatives, project officials, and city leaders Amazon representatives,
Spit it out.
project officials, and city leaders met with neighbors Tuesday to unveil the company's plans for the former Central Street and Wire Plant located 3000 West 51st Street, which Amazon bought in 2021 for $35 million. The e-commerce giant aims to open a warehouse on the site in late 2027 in time for the holiday season. Boo! Please visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. You can subscribe and follow us on Fanbase, Threads, TikTok, Spoutable, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Also subscribe and follow our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook channels to view us live when we're on the air. Every Tuesday, you can also listen to a repeat of this show on WARRradio.com, where North Carolina comes to listen. And we'll be right back.
Would you like some more? Would
No,
you like
thank
some?
Nothing.
Oh, man.
What did you have?
Totally forgot to see if we have calls.
Oh,
Yeah, I originally wrote down from back in the day that we're assuming that people have the same mindset, and they didn't have the same mindset back then.
true. That's true.
So to not think of us as humans, not to think of us necessarily as animals, but not humans, so that gray matter.
All right, y'all, here we go.
Yeah, they had that sort of rumors.
I can make this work in my mind.
Mhm.
Hey, y'all, 773-763-9278 is the number. 773-763-9278 is the number. We are going over the rules again today. You know how we do, right?
That's right.
Trying to figure out the rules here because they're pretty unclear. So I think what we've established today is that your country's capital is named after a human trafficker and child molester. Congratulations.
And so many other places.
Yeah, if you went to Washington High School or Jefferson High School, on down the line. I think Ben Franklin, I don't think he owned anybody. I'm trying to remember what was the rule with him. The reason I brought up Frederick Douglass is because as a grown man now, reading the book, a white man wrote 3 books, but maybe 4. I'm able to consume it a little easier now. I got to slow down a little bit because of the, they flip words around and, it's kind of like, but I'm able to consume it. But I noted that he talked about the deviant behavior of people. And I thought about, he was observing deviant people back then.
Did he specifically identify them as white people?
He didn't. And I don't either necessarily. Unfortunately, the preponderance of them happen to be white dudes.
Yeah. Well,
But you have your share of, where we got Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and those who've done it as well. But they're the minority, literally.
well, and that's the challenge that we run into. I didn't do a good job of saying this earlier. That we've sort of developed this knee-jerk reaction. That knee-jerk is not even right. Sort of this pattern or habit that when any of us, and I don't mean just black folks, but us who call ourselves on the right side of whatever that other rules are, that are trying to do the right thing for all of our society don't hit that mark, hit that bullseye perfectly, Eric, that we sort of, we sort of couch it a little bit. I think we're all susceptible to doing it where, we say something like, Michelle, well, we're not perfect, and we have to stop doing that, because it's almost like we're in a weird way justifying the behavior of bad by saying, okay, well, yeah, we know we've got the Bill Cosbys and the Kellys and the Diddy's of the world, but that behavior is just bad.
Yeah. Everybody has a line though, right? I mean, if
So we don't need to sort of reverse justify badness by throwing ourselves under the bus to then talk about the fact that others were bad. Am I making any sense?
yes, I'm with you there, because I mean, ultimately you draw a line, right? There's a certain behavior that you'll tolerate from certain people sometimes, but if you do this, that's it.
Yeah.
And I think that to a large degree, those of us who are caring people, you draw the line at child molestation and human trafficking.
Or any sort of, my line is even maybe shorter than that. It's any form of abuse of power of another person. I mean,
Well, everybody has their line in different line. I get that.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I heard what
Yeah.
you said. I didn't.
But
not hear
for
what
those
you
two things in particular, no, I'm not naming any buildings after you.
Yeah.
If that's what you did, right? If your history is that.
said. I mean, if you're a grown man and grown person, and see, I said person. You're a grown person.
Yeah, but you still said man first.
I know. I caught myself.
I know.
The beauty of life is getting better. But if you're a grown person, you have to have the ability to draw a line, or you do fit into the category of deviant. Going back to
Right.
Mr. Douglas's writing, some sort of deviant acceptor. Because if a guy is abusing guys, and I don't mean sexually, but abusing them in terms of just their humanity, I got a problem with that. If a grown man is abusing and taking advantage of another man in the workplace, I got a problem with that. So we can broaden this line to things like the workplace and unions and safety issues and all that.
Right.
To me, that's an
Right.
abuse of power.
Right.
And
And it's easy for us to say then, because of that, we don't name buildings after you.
exactly.
But for some reason, the rules allow for certain people to have buildings.
We need to start talking. Okay, here's one, Eric. This one.
I'm gonna keep going back to that because
No, but
because it's hard for people to reconcile that, because people listening right now are thinking, well, how in the hell do we rename Washington D.C.? What do we do with the money? We got pictures of a pedophile in our money.
yeah.
What do we do with that?
Well, but
That's what they're thinking.
going to what
Because listen, it's inconvenient.
it is.
It affects their money if you deal with this in a reasonable way.
Because see, listen. This is why we know ultimately it is the money. There may be people that might want to couch it as it's something other than that, but it's about the money, and that's why I keep going back to there's been money laundering in this whole scenario, because they clearly don't care about the behavior. They clearly don't care about.
No,
Well,
that's why Andrew
they-
wasn't arrested for doing
Right.
diddling the kid.
But they do, but only to a certain point, right?
No.
Because if it's,
No.
I think that they do care. I think fundamentally, as a human,
No,
you don't want somebody messing around with your daughter.
I don't think that they
But-
cared.
Right, because you
if
wouldn't-
they cared, that wouldn't be happening
Well,
at all.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I got you. But fundamentally, if in a vacuum, we don't want somebody messing around with our daughter. But if the money's right, go and get it.
No.
Well, but to Eric's point, there's some truth in that, and let's come back to something that I just read this last night. The number of women who have more anger and frustration and disheartenment and disconnect with their mothers because their mothers stood by and knew that they were being abused by some male in the family. And so that's indirectly money, because it's about their access
Patriarchy
to
and the resources in the household. Yeah.
So to that extent, there's
Yeah,
a
just stay away from him, and then it'll be okay.
it'll be okay.
Right.
We couldn't have done, or honey, he had a bad
Like,
day.
you see the car he got me, right?
Right.
Just stay away from him.
Exactly. And we can't say
Don't be
anything
home
about
alone with him anymore.
that. Right. We can't say anything about that because he's your father. And, he's
You'll
not
go to
a man.
jail, and how will we
How would
provide
we
for
survive?
ourselves?
So
Right.
it's about the money. It's about the access. It's about privilege. It's about patriarchy. And let me just say,
We all have a little bit of that in us, though, right? Because there's certain things we'll tolerate where we work.
Well, our
because we need
brains-
that income.
Because our brains are wired that way. We're
That's right.
wired to, that's a humankind.
Mhm.
But it comes down to who has, as I said earlier, not to be right, but just to go back to this, who has it in them to say, that's my line. Where is the line?
Mhm.
And that is then maybe a subset of what are the rules.
I think
What are
we're
the
living
rules?
right now in a time where there aren't any rules. I'm disgusted by this conversation, not this one.
Why do you say
I'm
we're in a
just-
time now? Why do you say that?
Because we are in a time where people are negotiating what the line is,
But
when there shouldn't be a
hasn't it
line.
always been that way?
I can only talk about where I am.
But you've read books, I know.
Yes, I know, but I'm talking about, right now, it's so big because of social media. Everybody can get everything in real time. Back then, it took weeks, months, maybe years for messages to travel to people. So they didn't learn everything all at once. It's different now because we can all be outraged at the same time, right? No matter what time zone you live in, you're gonna wake up, look at your phone or turn on your TV and see all of this gross stuff. What I'm disgusted by is the negotiation about what pedophilia is, what rape is, what all of these
It's
horrible
but it's always
things
been
are.
that way, though.
I can't talk about that. I'm
Sure
talking
you
about
can.
right now.
But let's talk about both, because they are the same. The difference is the delivery of the information. It's all the same. The behavior is still the same. But the behavior. Let's just use our own culture and community. The trafficking of our community is really no different than trafficking of those girls in this Epstein tragedy. It's no different. The only difference is the time in which it happened, the resources that, well, I can't even say resources because proportionate to the value of the dollar or whatever the fair trade was, they may have spent even more money and trafficked even more money. I'm wanting to need more money. But so Michelle, I'm with you. I'm the same way. That's probably my biggest issue right now. It happened. It may still be happening in some corners. It happened. So why in the hell are we negotiating on who did it, how they did it, when they did it, where they did it?
How old they were
how
when they
old-
did
it
it.
doesn't
I mean,
matter.
it's disgusting.
That's the part that bothers me more than anything. It's like, wait a minute, and then you see, and we just, I'm gonna step into this. You can pull me out. And then you see that blonde heifer go on, sit
Oh
in
my God.
our house, our chamber,
I cannot.
and act like she did, and then say the words that she said about Donald Trump and protecting him. That's why where I started opening my mouth today on the show was about 4 white women in America that it's so important to them to be close to the patriarchy. It's so important to them. And they have like I said on the show, they all smell like rotten milk, sour milk, spoiled milk. Because they're, to Mochelle's point, E, they are propping up this behavior that happened to what they once were little girls.
Yeah, but okay, this is why I keep hammering this though. Yes, they are propping up these people. But this country has been propping up these people forever.
They're products, but here you go, E, that's to your point. They're products of that lineage.
Right. So I feel like, and I don't have any hope that this country would deal with this in any meaningful way. But if it were to deal with this in any meaningful way, to focus on these bad actors
Mhm.
is a mistake because you're missing the whole system that allows this to happen.
That's true. Let me
Right.
ask you this question, Eric. 'cause
But it's easy to just throw them under the bus and then announce that it was gone,
I break down
and
the
then they
system.
go back to doing what they were doing.
So this is why I want to ask you this question as a guy. In most of your career, you've been your own boss, manager, employer. But there were
Unemployable.
Yeah, we both are. We can't get a job. Great resumes, but can't get a job. Anyhow, this is as a guy. I'm going to ask you this question. I don't think I've ever asked you this on air before. So, did you ever witness, or not did you, because I know the answer. How many times did you witness, whether it be a conference or something that we've gone to in our industry, situations where guys were taking advantage or on the tipping point of harassing a woman?
all the
What does that
time.
mean,
Okay.
tipping point of harassing a woman? You're either
Yeah.
harassing
sorry.
a woman or.
Like they put their heads together
Guys,
and they begin to strategize.
Don't criticize me for saying it the wrong way. My heart's in the right
I
place.
know it is, I
I'm
know.
trying to
But we
figure out.
have other people listening.
Yeah.
Forget them people.
When you witnessed it, you witnessed a guy harassing a woman, or you saw you saw he was a couple of sentences away from grabbing a body part at a bar to make his point.
Yeah, I've seen them put their heads together and strategize.
Right. So we've seen this. I'm making a long way home. Eric and I have witnessed this all of our lives as guys. The difference between men like Eric and me is that we stepped to it when we saw it, when we've seen it. We've done our best to try to, put a wedge in it or say something or do something. And in the conversation about what are the rules, I think that that's one of those rules that a lot of guys that are part of the system don't understand. And if they do, they don't do anything about it. Because if they put all of these folks in jail that are part of this Epstein thing, we're still going to have guys that work at companies. They're going to go out and get drunk. They'll go out and go do this stuff, and they're going to still be abusing or trying to abuse and take advantage.
Or even worse, the system that's supposed to hold them accountable
It's not
doesn't have any
gonna be a-
mechanism to hold them accountable.
No, it has a mechanism. Won't use the mechanism. It has a
Okay,
mechanism.
I'll go with that.
Because HR, the biggest complaints in HR are what?
Sexual harassment.
That's number one. Number two is workplace and safety. Workplace safety is a subset to me of sexual harassment.
Like a hostile work environment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So for me, for my purposes, the problem is that the system, the rules embedded in the system, spoken and unspoken, allow this to continue. There's no way that they're going to do much more than find a couple of people to scapegoat. Somebody that probably ain't got a lot of money or that's too old to suffer the consequences for any meaningful amount of time. They're going to throw them under the bus, and then they're going to announce that we've solved the crime. There's no more pedophilia in the country. And we know better than that.
Yeah, Michelle, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Hey,
You do that to
Hey!
me just now.
hey, you over there.
What? Well, here's why. Because someone just typed in that says that Eric.
Oh, don't do it. Don't
Okay.
read that.
Okay, all right. I won't. But
I don't have a comment right now.
okay, all right. We'll
She forgot her comment.
we'll shift back. Eric, I don't think that, and we've said this, all four of us have said this in some capacity. The system that we all live in, this is a system that's severely broken. It doesn't have the capacity to fix itself in its current state. It does need to be burned to the ground. ICE isn't the only thing that needs to be burned to the ground. Our system of how we govern, how we navigate when we got problems that are social issues, none of it's working.
Our mores are all out of line.
Hell, our financial system isn't working. It's actually just being propped up by, the regurgitation of the money that's in the system. I mean, what are we building new in the United States of America that's actually growing our economy? What are we building new? Hell, we're killing our farmers. I had this guy on my show a week before last, John Bartman, white dude, cool white dude. He was funny as hell, big old country white boy, but funny as hell. He was like, look, we would not be here were it not for what the numbers of Black Americans, particularly those in the agricultural business, have done to help keep us sustained. He said,
Food.
yeah, and he talked about it. He's a soybean farmer, 5 generations. He's like, look, man, this dude in the White House is killing us, literally killing us.
Specifically soybeans too.
Right, specifically soy. So why am I throwing this into the conversation about systems being broken? That system's broken. But do we have the will? This is where America is a weak A country. Do we have the will, Michelle, to actually hit the reset button? And we really don't.
It all depends on who's at the lever.
Well, we tried. We tried to put somebody at the lever that was going to help reset it a little bit, and it's for all of his
Yeah, but I don't think she could have.
the complete reset.
I mean, the best she could have done is interrupted, but I don't think she could have
That's a start.
And
reset.
why not?
Would have been a start. A little bit of a start.
I mean, think about what it takes to reset all of this mess.
Why do you specifically say you don't think she could have done it though?
I don't think Kamala could have done it. I don't think that she
And
could
I'm
have.
asking you, why do you think that she
Because
could?
the system is entrenched.
That you think a man could?
No, I don't think anybody could do it.
I see. Okay.
I don't think it. I don't think.
I'm referring to the most recent election. That's all,
Okay,
not the fact that she's a woman.
okay. I needed clarification.
Did you? I don't like the bass in her voice. See how she cocked her head a little bit there? That's not,
I'm sorry.
It did get a little.
Somebody got to fight for the ladies. Come on now.
Nothing to fight.
It
It's
did.
always a fight.
It did get.
There ain't
a
no
little-
fight.
It did get a little Phyllis Hyman. It did for a moment.
Damn.
Oh, that's right.
The guy who said,
Come on now, get your stuff right. Don't get my
That's
sisters
wonderful.
mixed up. How you gonna get a sister mixed up like that? Because we all look alike.
No, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out.
see, here's the problem. Here's the problem with light-skinned girls.
Oh, man. No. Hold on, man. Let me call the cam so I get the hell out of here. Please.
Volleyball,
Man,
I see you.
please.
Volleyball, I
Lost
see you.
your damn mind.
I'm talking about
I love you
volleyball
to death.
right
I'll
No,
take,
no, see, I had to say that. So
I'll take multiple bullets for you, but not from a black man. Man, please. Lost your mind, player.
Whatever. Numbers. I'm not giving out the number. I don't even know. If the phone's work.
773.
No, it don't. I don't even know if it works. I don't even know
He's
if it
not
works.
answering me. I don't know if he's in the
I
room.
don't. That's right.
Watch us on YouTube, then.
Or something. Yeah.
Stop barking.
Do that, will you?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
Oh man. I tell you, last week having a sinus infection this past 6 or 7 days, when you get to the other side of it, you feel, Tiff, you know what I mean?
Feeling better.
You feel like
You did a what?
Feeling better. He had
having
a sinus infection.
Oh, that's what you
6 or 7
had?
days, yeah.
Oh, I heard you say that you thought that that's what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't a cold, it was a sinus
Are
infection.
you gonna have to get scrapey scrape?
I do my own. I have stuff that I buy. I use as Eric likes to call it, booger water.
You hear the station?
Neti pot.
The neti pot,
The
yeah.
neti pot?
And then I have these swabs that I use.
The neti pot freaks me out.
Right.
A lot of people can't get with it.
I just can't
I don't
imagine
mind.
putting a thing there and then it coming out.
Yeah, it does. It does. And it frees you.
Can you feel it?
Yeah,
Yes, that's
it
that.
frees you up.
What does it feel like?
If you
Is it
ever been submerged underwater and you came up and you were all full of water?
No, see, and I'm scared
That
of
is
drowning,
not a
so
good
that's
feeling.
not mine.
Yeah. Well, if you ever gone scuba diving or snorkeling
No.
and taking in water, that's what it feels like. Because then you have to blow it all out. But it's
Like when you almost drown?
That's my see, that's my thing.
It's
I have that fear.
I'll tell you the story real quick. Anna and I went. We
Drown.
went snorkeling in San Diego. This is like 8 years ago, and she turned the wrong way, and the water hit her, it backed up, and we came out. We were in the bay in San Diego, so it's salt water. She had a cold 2 days prior. By the time we got back to the changing area, out of our wetsuits, and we're walking back to the hotel, she said, "I think my cold is done." I said, "What?" She said, "I took in a bunch of water on that turn." And she said, "I felt all this stuff blow out." So saline spray,
All right, y'all. Here we go.
swabs, and zinc. But Sif nodded her head. When you get to the other side of having had it, it's like, wow.
Yes. Feeling better feels
Right,
better.
Sif?
Yeah, feeling better feels better.
Wow.
What?
Get your boy.
Huh?
Get your boy.
What did he do?
All this.
I love
All
black
today.
folks. I swear to God.
Really? Just think. Cooked for me everything yesterday too.
Nah.
Yeah, y'all. So, here's the thing, man. We never really figure out the rules here, do we?
No.
We're not
It's
the
kind
one
of-
making them.
We do it in earnest. What you say? What you say?
So because we're not the
We're
one
not
making
making
them.
Okay, who you think? Who you asked that question a couple times? Who you think makes the rules?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one that wants to talk about the rules all the time. So who's making
Listen
them?
to this attitude. What the hell, man?
I'm just glad I feel.
I don't know.
I'm just glad I feel better from my sinus infection.
Hell,
That's all I care about.
you the one.
I ain't trying to play that foolish. I am not doing it. You got tip up in your choking, Michelle, her beat red. You know? I ain't playing referee. I got you, man. And the life, the life jacket's around you. So just talk when you need me. Damn, like.
She the one got the attitude today.
It's been a long day.
Wait, John, Eric.
She been in church all day. What did church do to you today?
Come on.
Wait. Eric, rear back on that. 2 times. He did a double dip, like he was a deacon in the church in the front pew.
Some of that attitude.
Wait, Pastor ain't acting right. Eric, lean back. Come on, Pastor.
I'm just saying, what the hell, man? There's a lot of bass in your voice, man. A lot of bass.
Hey, that's a black woman thing. Only black women can get bass in their voice.
Talk
Oh,
about
my-
it.
Speculate for me. Speculate for me. Who do you think's making the rules? Speculate.
It's not my question.
It's my question. I just asked the question. I'm gonna fight your ass in a minute. You gonna go outside. You're gonna fight, man.
Let's go right now.
Fight your ass.
Richard hosts his own show. He can host it while we out there scrapping.
I ain't doing that. I hope to be quiet.
Get crashed out, man. Speculate for me. Who do you think is making the rules? Who do you think is contributing to the
The
effort?
same people that wrote Project.
Not pronouns. Give me a noun.
Men. White men.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That's another white dude problem.
It's all of our
it's not, as I said,
problems.
it's not a white dude problem. I'm
It's all of our
self
problems.
correction there.
No, I'm not talking about who feels the brunt of the problem. I'm saying it's a problem created by white dudes.
Yes.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
It is, and that's again that comes back to something that we've all said in some capacity, that this has always been. We talk about the naming of the Washingtons and the whomevers of the world. These are all so. When I hear people talk about our forefathers, yeah, they were some messed up dudes.
You mean the pedophiles?
The pedophiles, yeah. The America, the Make America Great Again is all about Make America Pedophilia again.
I remember I was sitting with my father and my uncle one time, and my uncle was lamenting some sort of a medical thing that he was like, yeah, if you take this or drink this, you make this, get this better. And this, he was like, man, you never finished high school. How you gonna tell me about something medical? But that's what these people are walking around doing. Y'all don't know nothing.
Yeah, it really is. It's shameful as a word.
Loud and wrong. Loud and wrong.
Like, and here's a good example. Not to point my finger, but these moms.
He pointed his finger at me. You see that?
That's why I opened up my hand. My father just turned
He
over.
pointed all his fingers at me. You
My
see how he
father
did that?
said, "Use your hand, don't use your finger." These moms for liberty. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh my God.
That's another example, Eric. They think they know every damn thing about all this stuff. And they don't know a damn thing about any of it. And what cracks me up about it, and this kind of overlays into this pedophilia conversation, they won't call out the guys that they know are doing these terrible, awful deeds. It's inhumane deeds. They will justify it inside of religion to say that when a man, they're white men, slip up, that it's because they're imperfect.
Yeah, but here's the question. Why? Why do they not want to hold them accountable?
Because they're doing it too.
And they're not as strong as they want to say and think that they are. That's why.
They're doing it too.
Well, I'm with Michelle. I think they're doing it too.
That's first.
And more importantly, there's money involved.
Sure it is. This whole thing around, how many of these Christian schools, and we know this to be true. This is data, not Chu's opinion.
Mhm.
How many of these Christian schools are we finding out now that the pastors and the leaders of the church are the ones that have been guiding these, awful acts on children in their own churches, y'all?
Yeah.
I mean, and it just keeps going. But those same Moms for Liberty women that are talking about their Christian morals and Christian values, where are they when this comes about? Running for the hills is super quiet.
Well, listen, it appears to me, and in addition to it being deviant behavior, it appears to me that a lot of it was about money, at least the influence and power that could yield money, right? Because all the players involved seem to be pivotal in somehow or another generating revenue for people. And so, again, to tie it back to what this country's been doing for hundreds of years, the reason that they enslaved people, one, because they were some lazy asses. They didn't want to do the work themselves. But you had to mess around and create a whole narrative and lie about the humanity of certain people so that you could justify dropping them in the bottom of a boat and chaining them there. I made a post today on Facebook because I was thinking about this to myself. I'm a descendant. We're descendants probably of somebody who arrived here after a boat voyage, chained at the belly of a boat. And I would love to know the name of that person or persons.
Yeah.
I would love to know that name, but because of how y'all behaved, because of your trafficking
And their system.
and your system, I don't even know their names. Hell, I don't know my name.
Yeah, I know.
It's maddening. And so we sit here and we watch it.
I mean, you're
And
You
named.
we
mean,
glorify
you
it.
don't know your last name?
You're named after you're named after a president that may have been a pedophile.
Right.
Isn't that sucks?
It sucks. But the person who was on the boat, I don't have their name.
Nope.
That's my name.
And they don't want us to have that name because it gives us power.
Right.
It connects us. And
Well, it
listen,
goes back to them not thinking that we were people. They didn't care if you knew your name.
right.
But see, I feel like, Michelle, that came second. I think that they thought, okay, we can go over here and we can get these people. We can justify it by saying they're not human.
Yeah.
I think they decided to do that. They didn't. And then over time, society began to believe that.
And they
And I think there was an original lie where we would just tell people they're not human.
and it was also thrown into the conversation that this is God's will. It's
Manifest destiny.
right.
Yeah.
This is God's will. So that right there.
Those are people that don't know God, though.
Well, but here's the thing.
They say that to them.
But they bring. That's where I bring into question.
Who are they?
Not so much that, Tiff. I'm sorry, but
The pedophiles say that too.
what am I trying to say?
That's
Do we
evil.
really? How do we then have faith in that which is supposed to be the supreme power or a supreme power when people used it and to justify exactly the opposite of what they say that supreme power stood for?
That happens all the time.
That's just evil. They
But
But they
Yes.
say that about people
But they
who
say that
read the
about-
whole Bible to them.
right, that's where that's where that.
Now listen, I think Rich and I come down on the right side of this. We believe that hold on a second. We believe that, but we also know that they lied a lot.
Yeah.
That they purposely gave a different Bible to people to paint a different narrative.
Without a doubt. And
So-
so that's where the question comes
So
in.
they say you're evil, you say that they're evil. I know which one is right, but there's too much of society that doesn't know that.
No, I think that they do.
You think they do
Because-
know?
I think that they do know. I think that they just switch it and manipulate it to fit their own personal narrative. I think because here's the thing: God is good. That's it. He's good and he's love. That's it. Anything outside of that doesn't have anything to do with him. All this raping and pillaging and scorched earth stuff, that doesn't have anything to do with God.
It doesn't, but it does have to do with history. Because if we go back and look at the Catholic Church, I'm not singling out just the Catholic Church, but religion, organized religion as a whole, has always been a perpetrator of abusing other people.
That's
And-
people, not God.
Right. And so, and the Catholic faith particularly has used its power to foster that. And then we get into other religions that have done other things. I mean, all of them are jacked up. in many, or at least-
They've been bastardized.
let me put it this way.
I
Let
would
me
agree
clean
with
that up. That all of them, all of the followers of the various religions are jacked up. Not the religion itself. So going back to your point about God is God and God is love and that's it. It's the people who follow that have gotten it all skewed and way over here.
Their attempts at interpreting
Right.
have been, and they tend to interpret and manipulate it in a way that benefits them, oftentimes financially.
How come women aren't writers of the Bible?
How do you know there aren't?
Well, we've been told that they aren't.
Mm.
So that would tell me that they either are and it's been covered up, or that they weren't allowed to be because men didn't want that to be the case.
So my understanding is there are more books of chapters of the Bible that we don't know anything
Who has it?
I don't know.
Yeah, so to that end, that's why I always question when the faith-based community uses faith, religion, God as a cudgel to justify the behavior that takes away dignity and humanity.
It's one of the main cudgels.
It really is.
Because you can start with the lie that they're not human, but then you can add religion on top of it to justify it.
You're saying donate religion on top of it?
No.
Shh.
Why wouldn't you? I'm confused, but I'm just.
I'm sorry.
No, I'll stop.
No,
No, go
don't
ahead.
stop. Go ahead.
I think that the perpetrators are the ones that are at fault, not the religion itself or any particular religion or
Right,
belief system.
right.
I will never say that religion or godliness or faith is the problem. It's how people have used it to justify their behavior. And there's always some financial promise on the other side of saying yes to letting us bastardize religion. There's always been the case.
I would dare say that too. Yeah.
So it's I'm a very unapologetically faithful person, but am I a faithful person in God singularly? I'd be a hypocrite to say that I was. I'm a faithful person in how our universe operates, in the science behind our universe. I'm openly there.
But in the men who interpret it,
No,
not so
I
much.
have no faith. I have faith in the people that I know, that I love and I trust. I don't have faith in some mystical being.
Well, some of them clowns too. I don't have no faith.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I have faith.
Listen, my best friend in the world loves flapjacks. You ever heard anybody call pancakes flapjacks?
Yes.
A grown ass man?
A
Yes.
long time ago.
Long time ago in the old days.
Is your friend like 80?
No, but he sends me pictures of flapjacks all the time. I got no faith in that clown. I hope he's listening right now. Flapjack addict.
Oh, you're so judgy.
He sent me a picture yesterday with flapjacks. Dude, stop sending me.
Wait, is it Eric?
Wait a minute, that's not creepy to you?
Is it pop or soda?
So
For him?
No, just in general. For
For
you?
me, it's soda.
Okay.
wait, sending you pictures of pancakes is creepy?
If
Or
you-
just that
Wait,
just that he
no,
calls
no.
them
If he calls them
flapjacks.
flapjacks, that's what it is.
Because he
If
calls
he,
them
if
It's
he-
both.
hold up. If he changed up and said, Eric, I love these pancakes that I had the other day. Eric will have to go sit down somewhere.
and say they look
You'll be
good.
thrown
No,
off.
so listen, Howard plays basketball on Saturdays. It's a doubleheader, women and men every Saturday.
Right.
He sends me a picture before the game. I'm having my flapjacks before the game today. Dude, I don't want to know that. I don't want to see pictures of your damn flapjacks. And why are we calling them flapjacks?
You slipped in and called them flapjacks.
Does he call jeans dungarees too?
Well, if he was in the military, he's allowed to say that. They can call them dungarees. So, but
I hope he's listening too.
I don't blame religion, religious sects, or the framework of faith or spirituality. I don't blame that. I blame how people have bastardized it.
It's people. It's always that's the head of it. It's people, and their human motivations. It's usually for resources. Sometimes it's deviant behavior. They like little girls or little boys.
Or grown ones to a point of harmony.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I said what I said earlier, and I stumbled through it. But when we've seen you and me here,
Or they're lazy, like the colonists who wanted to bring enslaved people here to do the work.
Feckless, mediocre.
Get your ass out there and pick the cotton. Why you got to go get people to do this?
Mediocre. You know,
Let's go get a bunch of people we ain't got to pay.
the actor Bryan Cranston talked about this. It's probably a year or so now that he posted it, maybe a little bit longer. He said, "Yeah, we want to go back to when America was great. How about if we talk with some African American people, some Black people in America about when America was great?" And he nails it. He's like, "Tell me when it was great for people that are of African descent." And so, yeah, I mean, how our systems are broken. They aren't going to be repaired. I don't think repairing them is the option. We have to repair them with some sustainability, some real substance. We're going to have citizens, not elected officials, be the ones that stand in the void to fix it. Because elected officials of any collectively
Yeah, that career attracts the worst among us.
aren't going to fix it.
No, they're not. They're not. I'm not even hopeful for that.
I'm hopeful for breaks in what we see, modifications.
But I think you'd agree it has to be a preponderance of people to really get it done. You could have one out there raising hell, and it looks good and feels good. And yeah,
The 535 aren't going to get it done,
no, the collective body itself.
and the other 28, 26 governors and all that by themselves are not going to get it done. And that's why I try to speak so heavily to the importance of people realize if you really believe in this thing that we're trying to say and fight for democracy and all that, then you got to be willing to get uncomfortable. It's got to be inconvenient. So that's a good word.
I think so too.
And you got to upset Michelle every now and again.
Well, she light skinned, so she'll be all right.
Woo-wee!
She'll be all right.
She is. You are. I mean, you're not.
I mean, she ain't got to be way out in the field like we do.
It doesn't have anything to do with my hue.
You have a hue.
I
She has a hue.
can't sing anymore.
She, I know she can. You started it with all that bass in your voice.
I didn't have any bass in my voice.
That's all you had was bass in your voice.
Michelle.
Sound like Barry White up in here.
My name's Michelle.
She know how to fight. She know how to fight, girl. She know that. Just saying. Hey, did y'all know that Michelle Indigiacello went to Howard?
Did
No.
not know.
She dropped out. She was there when I was there.
Like Diddy did.
He got put out.
Oh, I thought he dropped out.
Too much baby oil in the door. Hey, what's all this baby oil in there, man?
Can y'all believe this?
Nasty.
Yeah, no break. Read that.
Okay, we'll hit it when we get back. All right, y'all. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
I read that earlier today, and I don't think that that's the way that disease works. Did he yell it out at any other time during the show to anybody else?
Nope.
Well then, come on now.
That's why the Tourette's part, I don't believe.
No.
I don't like Southwest.
I do have to say, one of the coolest songs ever written is by her, Rush Over. God, it's such a great song.
I have
Don't you
to hear
think
it.
so?
I don't know the name of it. I have to hear it.
Oh, God. It's such a sexy song.
Rush Over?
Rush Over. Well written.
I
and
probably know it, but I
well
didn't know it was called Rush Over.
Michelle Indigiacello.
What is going on with your camera today?
Keeps going in and out.
Mhm.
I ain't back again.
Cause you're back in the corner now. There you are.
Did you ever see the movie Love Jones?
Of course.
That's the song that's in. That's the thing. It's kind of
Oh.
it's Marcus Miller and her.
Oh.
You gotta listen to it.
I do.
And Marcus is Killer Miller on the guitar,
Mm.
right? E.
Marcus Miller?
Marcus Miller.
Yeah,
Rush
man.
Over.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Great song.
Yep.
Great song.
Hmm.
I hope he gets elected. Sean Harris.
Oh,
I will be so pleased if he does.
does what?
I hope he gets elected. He's
Oh,
running.
oh,
from
oh,
Joe
oh,
Green's
oh,
seat.
oh, yeah. He's actually, I like listening to him in interviews. He
Mhm.
sounds like a real down to
He's
earth,
been
really.
cool.
Yeah,
I've loved having him on.
he's been
You know,
good.
My show was the first show that he did that was, yeah.
Mhm.
And so now, Sean Harris, the brother on the left,
Oh, okay.
is running for Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I would be so happy if he's on.
I think he's
She
gonna
was
pull it
on too
off.
this week. That's my teacher face.
So that's her handle? Is
Yeah,
my teacher face?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Jessica.
She was
Hawk.
good,
She
too.
was good, yeah.
Let me see her again.
Hold on.
She doesn't look, no, does anybody look like their voice? She doesn't.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, she was good.
she was good.
All right, here we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, so kind of sad. India Irie is, I guess she's got COVID brain, and she's not able to conjure up music.
Oh man.
Like she did before.
No.
Yeah, she's struggling. I saw her in an interview, and she picked up a whole lot of weight. She's really struggling.
Yeah.
She just can't get her creative juices flowing.
That's messed up.
Meanwhile,
That's
fat ass Bobby Brown trying to dance around the stage with the new Edition concert. Oh my God, you should have seen that, man. They've been showing him on social media, and he's like, he told somebody, man, when they said, well, why don't you dance? He said, just Google me, you'll see it there.
Oh.
Well,
He gave up.
He's hit the wall.
I'm
done.
not. I'm my fat ass. I'm
He
not.
just needs the money. That's why he's on stage, basically.
Or hanging out with his boys, I guess. But
yeah, that's its own drug in a good way.
yeah,
You know,
Well, but it's not fair to the fans if he's not giving it
that
all.
if they paid to come see him.
If he's saying, just Google me.
well,
Come
let me
on
tell you
now.
this though. His voice when he sang, I mean,
Still on
I wouldn't consider him a singer. I consider him a vocalist, but he's
Yeah.
still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's able to sing the songs.
Listen, man, I'm of the mindset because I'll be 64 in a few weeks.
Woo!
I'm giving all of our
High miles.
That's right. Well, to your
I
point,
can't talk bad about him.
to your point,
Knocking on the door.
I'm giving all our people who've been in the game, whatever that game is, it's been media or entertainment or business or whatever. I'm giving them their flowers because it ain't easy. And to do that and to have to do it in a way where people are gonna applaud you and keep coming back. Hey man, our folks have been working too damn hard. That's just kind of me though. I'm like, I'm gonna give everybody that looks like us as much praise as I possibly can.
That's a good point.
You
Do it
know,
while they're here.
do it while they're here.
Yeah,
'cause
every day is Valentine's Day and your birthday for you.
I'm trying to
Every
tell
day.
you.
So apparently Michelle promised that we would tell where we were last week. And
I did.
I don't know why you make that promise.
Well, because people would want to know why you weren't here and I was here by myself.
Still a little bit of bass in your voice. Still a little bit of bass.
And the speed at which you spoke sped up.
Yeah, it's real attitude.
Just okay, stop. Just what did you do? What did you do?
It
last
was
week?
pretty cool what you did.
We took a trip. We went places and did things and came back.
You're such an ass.
I told
She called me
Ann,
and asked for all that bass in her voice. See how she did that?
and I told Ann
Come
when
on,
she
man.
shared with me, and she was even like, almost made me stop the car.
Yeah, we were at the All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I would scream, but you don't deserve it now.
I don't want your stinking ass screaming. Keep your little stinking ass screaming.
Okay,
Yeah.
what about
It was
it?
pretty cool, E.
And you have a picture. You and Tiffany have a picture with who?
And it was pretty cool.
We hung out with Shaq. With Shaq.
Okay, see, who is Shaq? Shaq who? What?
Shaquan, Shakina.
And what does Shaq do?
We hung out with the big Aristotle, Shaquille O'Neal.
That's
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Long
huge.
story how we got there, but we were there with Shaquille O'Neal. And we had friends with a friend of the show. We had dinner with our friend Kevin Frazier. And,
Mhm.
and I can't miss out on Yaz, but Yaz was there too. We hung
His
out.
wife.
What about Terry?
We missed Terry. We were supposed to see him on Saturday. We missed him. I talked to him, but I missed him
Okay. Just-
because he lives about an hour from LA. And
But didn't you say that
Terry
they
old
were
too. Terry, he tried.
coming back for doing? He was going to come for something specific, right?
Yeah, his daughter put on one of the events for the NBA weekend.
We went
Chloe.
to the event.
We went to the event, but Terry and Deer had left already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of LA. It's
You don't have to be. It was still cool.
I love, Los Angeles for me is a lot.
that's
of
his
fun.
spot though.
It's my spot. It's one of my spots. I mean, but I'm very specific to what I like to do when I'm there. All the glitz and all that, that's not my thing. I like hanging out in areas that are reminiscent and similar in some ways to Chicago.
I've never been to LA.
Yeah.
You ain't missing nothing.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, Eric can say that that's his thing, and that's
Well,
fair.
let me tell you, maybe I was in the wrong. LA is vast,
That's
right?
There you
And
start
so
there.
you
Yeah.
can't hit all the places in a weekend like that.
Yeah.
But we happened to be in Beverly Hills where we were staying. And so we took a walk down Rodeo over to this fancy mall. It was all designer stuff. And so every single house was gated. They weren't big houses, but they were all gated.
Or
we
fenced.
were fenced, but they all had these automatic gates and stuff. And none of them seemed to park their cars in the garage. Like they wanted everybody to see their cars. And they were all really, really extra cars.
Like Bentleys.
Yeah,
Aston
yeah,
Martins.
Maybachs and all that stuff, just all that kind of stuff. And I just felt then they have one of the biggest homeless problems in the country. And for a thinking person like me, it's like, yo, all your houses cost $1 million. So how you expect anybody to afford to live here? And y'all got all these cars, and it just felt extra. And everybody was, not everybody, I don't mean to say that. A lot of people they weren't wearing clothes. They were wearing costumes. It was ornate, it was, extra. And I was like, yo, don't nobody wear no jeans and hoodies around here? What's up, man?
Well, but listen, we could go to any of the top 10 cities in the country, and that same description could be laid over. If you go to the highest
You go to the Beverly
zip
Hills
codes
of ever.
of that community,
Mhm.
you'll see the same thing, and you go,
Well, it was All-Star Weekend because we went to Watts. We went to
that's what's happening.
we spent most of our time.
That's what's happening.
In Watts.
That's what you got to do that when you go out there, because those, in many cases, those are not many cases, all cases, those are our people. Those are folks that we roll with. So
We were on Crenshaw at
Eric,
South Central,
Eric, here's the bigger point that
hanging out, not just driving through.
Is it Crenshaw like it was when we grew up, or what we thought it was growing up? Is it the
See,
same Crenshaw?
ghetto in LA looks different because the weather's fantastic. It just doesn't look dingy, dirty.
It's a gloomy day in LA. It's still a nice day in LA.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: your bigger point here. This gets back into your point about systems. At the end of the day, that's a problem that America has. That we have that kind of disparity. You can highlight it in LA because it's Beverly Hills, a community that's part of Los Angeles County and all the rest. But we could hop in the car, the four of us, and drive around Chicago.
Yeah, I agree. Everywhere has their places.
So
like that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not
Georgetown's
going-
that way in Washington.
Exactly. Or if you go to Chevy Chase, Maryland,
Yeah.
But
And honestly,
it's a. I'm sorry, Michelle.
No, go
No, shut up. It's more of a issue around the systems that we have that have allowed us to have this homeless crisis and this home disparity crisis, and that's a systemic issue that our country hasn't fixed yet. We got these great disparities.
It's too inconvenient to deal with.
Bingo, because you would think, and you didn't say this, but I'm going to take the baton. If we had all that wealth in Los Angeles County or Beverly Hills where you were, you would think, well, come on, y'all. I made $1 million last year. My tax base was, I brought in 600,000. I've done this the last 10 years. So I should have a heap of money put away. Let me peel off an additional 10% every year, and let's go do some things to affect this in our community. I mean, that's how I look at this, because that's what I try to do.
Yeah, you can't drive around in your Maybach complaining about homelessness.
No, or anything. You can't complain about having a toenail that's bothering you if you drive around with a Maybach.
Right, but you're hoarding all the funds, and not that you shouldn't earn as much as you can earn, but I mean at a certain point you got to think, okay, I've got plenty, and they have nothing.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can help a little bit, or by paying more in taxes. But every time you want to bring up more taxes to the wealthy, you get both parties stand up and say we don't want to do
You can't
that.
do that. It's going to affect it. We're going to affect businesses and their ability to hire people. No, it's not. No, it's not at all.
Now, these people had extra cars.
Let's galvanize. I mean, oh God, why'd you bring this up now?
Sorry, man. Sorry, you're going to say something, Michelle, but I suspect you forgot.
I was just going to say it's inexcusable for us to have homeless people and people who are hungry and kids go to school who don't have food. All of it's inexcusable because we live in such abundance. And I'm talking about the world. I'm not just talking about America. There should be nobody. We can walk out of here right now and find vacant buildings that could be used.
America should be leading the
housing.
way. If we are going to be this so-called great country, we should. Here's what we should be bullying other countries with when it comes to like tariffs and bullying structure. We should be bullying the rest of the world, saying, "Look, we're gonna take the lead with homelessness. We're gonna take the lead.
I tell you what, though, little known secret,
Mhm.
capitalism gets in the way of that.
Sure it does.
Capitalism is the reason that a society that is otherwise benevolent does not solve those kind of
It's
problems.
solvable. That's
Are we otherwise benevolent?
I think that there's
I think
significant,
individually we are.
well, I think there's a big enough segment of the society that supports benevolence to get it done, but for capitalism.
Yeah, individually, that's what I mean, individually we are, but these Musks and these Zuckerbergs and these guys, they're gonna die.
They're
And
circumvented.
their kids are gonna die and they're still gonna have billions and billions of dollars. These people can write a check, literally, a check.
And in that, they can end that
Yes.
stuff right away.
that's the part that's so.
Instead, they're building phallic symbols to fly to Mars.
This dude, Lutnick, did I hear him say that he was on a boat when he went to the island
With his
With-
nannies.
with his nannies?
His nannies
I heard it.
and his
You
wife
heard
and his
You
children.
heard it correct.
For
He
an hour.
He said it 4 times.
Like it made it
that's
all
like
right.
before everybody's head. I was waiting for somebody on NS News or any of the other news channels to say, "Hold on a second."
They don't play that way.
That's what I was like. Since I said it the next morning, I was like, "Wait a minute, dude! Did anybody catch this?" Dude said 4 times his nannies, plural.
Well, and who was it that said, how many nannies did he bring back?
I don't know, who was it?
I don't know.
You know, like he might have left 1 or 2 there.
Yeah. Or where did they come from in the first place?
Yeah.
See, they got the wrong people in them hearings, Eric.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
those hearings are
they
farce
need, they need you,
anyway.
me, Tiff, and
They're
They're
not
not real.
And
They're
Michelle.
not real. They're
They
not
need
gonna do
us.
anything.
They're not doing anything.
Instead of
But I
paying
gotta
money
give it.
going,
I
the
gotta-
Dow, the Dow.
I gotta give it to Becca Balin out of Vermont. And she got up and left.
Oh, yeah.
She's like,
The Holocaust?
yeah.
Holocaust,
She-
yeah.
She was basically ready to say, "You can kiss my." And she said, "Oh, you want to go there?" And she caught herself from saying the B word. She did. Watch the tape. Watch the tape.
So we were in LA. That's what we did. Got it. Right.
And you had fun.
We got it
was
done.
great.
We got it done.
You glad you went?
I
Yes.
can check it off the list. Say it's done.
He's been in LA before, but he's
No, but he hasn't been to the All-Star doing all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that is real. I didn't do any All-Star stuff. I literally was. We literally gave our
Into
tickets to my nephew, and we went over to South
So
Central
when did you see Shaq?
at the hotel. He came by the hotel to see us.
Oh, he came by the hotel to see you personally.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about that, shan't we?
There's a backstory.
Yeah, you get that.
There's a backstory.
He kind of
Let me
hit.
let me tell you something.
Hit the lead right there. Buried the lead, as they say.
Really cool dude.
Of
I mean,
course
right
he is.
down-
I tried to tell you he was.
You know
You
what?
don't know Shaq. Shut up.
I met Shaq in 2006 with Brother Jackson. We went to the Bulls playoff game against the Heat.
Really?
And I was rolling with Brother Jackson at the time with some stuff that we were working on. And he called me up, Chew, come on out the push. We're going to the game. I'm like, okay, I'm in the game with it. Shaq was there. I'm not exaggerating. His shoe was probably from my elbow to
Yeah, he's a big
the
dude.
tip of my finger.
He's a big dude. I tell you what, being around him like that, it was like being around. You know, you're around a big dog. And you like don't make any sudden movements.
Right.
You felt like he might bite you.
Right. Or move it away that you get hurt accidentally.
He doesn't
Yeah.
give you that kind of energy.
He's that big.
That he
Yes,
would
he
be
does.
mean to you.
No,
I mean,
but
he
it could be
give
an
you.
accident.
No, he's just big. He's just big.
It could be an
Well, I mean,
accident.
you look little.
It's like being next to a monster. It really
You
is.
look really
It
little.
was like a sea monster.
Let me say it one
So
more time.
imagine
You look
crushing
little.
him.
All right, y'all. That's all the time we have. We want to thank you for yours. We know there's a lot of things you could do on a Sunday besides hang out with us. We appreciate you doing that. Thank you for the news, Michelle.
You're welcome.
For the Black Asian dude for being here, hanging out with us.
Yay!
Catch him on Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. if you can get up. Tune into the
You can
family
get up.
meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace. Are we hanging around a little bit? Y'all want to go get some wings?
I gotta get back to the crib. I actually am taking a taxi home. Call it now.
I can take you.
You sure?
Yeah.
But what's your
Why are you taking a taxi?
Ed's out and taking care of something with her sister today. So she's out.
Oh.
Where is she?
Y'all want to give him some more? No.
Down this road.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. It's your people.
I'm kind of beat today, and I'm in a little bit.
Okay,
of
tell me
pain.
beat that. Go ahead and tell me beat. Michelle's a
Bye,
punk.
people.
Michelle's a punk.
Thank you for being.
She said she's a
with
punk.
us
She
today.
can't hang.
I gotta go.
She's a punk.
Okay.
You got it.
And we went to